A totally new keyboard, a bigger display with thinner bezels, and gobs of power with up to 8 gigs of video RAM and 8 terabytes of storage. This is the 16-inch MacBook Pro, and it's almost everything we were hoping for in an Apple laptop. The first thing you'll notice about the 16-inch MacBook Pro is its large display, but the first thing you'll want to touch is the new Magic Keyboard. Yep, Apple ditched the controversial butterfly keyboard for a scissor mechanism on this laptop, and it added a new keycap structure that's more concave and a rubber dome underneath for better support. The result is a much better feeling keyboard that delivers a better 1 millimeter of travel. It's pillowy soft without the flatness I hated before. In fact, it feels so comfy that I don't want to go back to my 13-inch MacBook Pro. Apple also listened to customers by adding back an escape key and an inverted T-arrow key setup so you can move the cursor more easily by feel. Yes, the touch bar is shrunken on this MacBook Pro, but I don't mind because I actually don't use it that much. Back to the display. This is one of the brightest and most colorful panels around. The 16-inch screen on the MacBook Pro packs a resolution of 3072 by 1920 and a high brightness of 500 nits. This is not a 4K screen though. Apple likely opted for this resolution to save on battery life, but I still feel like some pros would have preferred a 4K option. The slimmer borders make content feel more immersive, whether you're editing video or binge watching shows, and true pros will appreciate the ability to change the refresh rate on the display. The audio from the 16-inch MacBook Pro is even more impressive than the visuals. There's a 6-speaker sound system on board with force-canceling woofers. This system also offers beefier bass that's half an octave deeper. You get amazing sound quality without the distortion or vibration that can plague other laptops. Just listen to this. If you create content, the 16-inch MacBook Pro sports a studio-quality 3-mic array that's designed to rival the best dedicated Yeti mics out there. There's 40% less hiss, so you should feel comfortable recording podcasts and definitely feel more confident when you're on conference calls. Okay, so what about performance? The 16-inch MacBook Pro is one of the most powerful laptops, period, with your choice of 6-core Core i7 or an 8-core Core i9 CPU. You also get 16 gigs of RAM to start, but up to 64 gigs of memory. And there's 512 gigs of SSD storage that's configurable up to 8 terabytes. No, that's not a typo. On the graphics front, the 16-inch MacBook Pro should be able to handle any workload with ease. The AMD Radeon Pro 5300M is the starting GPU, but you can upgrade to the Radeon 5500M and max out the 8 gigs of video RAM. Apple says to expect up to 2.1 times faster performance with the standard config and up to 80% faster performance with the highest end option. Even with all this power, the 16-inch MacBook Pro should provide plenty of endurance. It ships with a 100 watt-hour battery, which is the largest you can put in a laptop. That's 16 additional watt-hours than before and an hour longer of overall juice with up to 11 hours of web surfing time. It starts at $2399 for the standard model with Core i7 CPU, AMD Radeon 5300 GPU, and 512 gigs SSD. It's the same price for the 15-inch notebook that this model is replacing. The $2799 model steps you up to the faster Core i9 CPU, faster Radeon 5500M graphics, and a 1 terabyte SSD. The 16-inch MacBook Pro isn't perfect. It's beefier than before. At 4.3 pounds and 0.64 inches thick, this machine is a bit heavier and thicker than the 15-inch MacBook Pro, but it's still remarkably portable given the sheer muscle inside. I also would have liked to see Face ID for unlocking the system, even though Touch ID is pretty easy to use. And some pros will lament the continued lack of a full-size USB port and a memory card slot. But so far, the 16-inch MacBook Pro looks like the best Apple laptop in years. Check out our full hands-on review at laptopmag.com. For Laptop Mag, this is Mark Spoonhour.